People say not to talk about your goals and just come out of the woodworks suddenly as a new person to be celebrated from accomplishing something. I noticed a lot of people are glamorizing not having friends or a social life, and I'm not one of these people because I genuinely am surrounded by people whom I love and don't mind sharing my goals. Also, these are not half-baked, and most of these items are in the works or have been in the works for the past years. So it's already close by, and I also never feel complete. So I always want to do more. Give this a like so people push themselves this year. It's totally free to like this. Subscribe and click the bell, that's also free. For more high quality living and elegant style, sign up to my newsletter below for even more inspiration. Let me know your goals in the comments below because this is a safe space and I want you to acknowledge you have some excellence to look forward to. That's a really positive thing and helps you stay positive when other people might see the risk but you see the reward. So here are my 2023 goals, and then I'm also going to go into my 300-year plan and then some 2024 goals. I want to remind you that if you feel like you have this social circle that is not necessarily helping you, you find a lot of people drag you down, these are probably not the people for you. And I don't mean to push you away from your family. I'm just speaking from experience. I have family members whom I still keep in my life. Like I make them dinner literally every night when I lived near them. We would get together all the time and I really value family. And I have some family who they are not the nicest people in general. Like everything out of their mouth, for example, is nothing positive. And they always criticize me for whatever reason. And the thing is, I don't get it because they don't know me anymore. I haven't talked to them in 10 years, but they still come to me and talk to me about something that I did like 15 years ago. I live by the hour, so you can't pin this against me. I literally have 1,000 things I need to focus on right now that is not this. And the thing is, when you look at their lifestyle, when you look at how successful they are with their relationships, when you look at how poor they are, they're not necessarily doing anything to help themselves, then you realize you don't have to take criticism from people you do not respect. It's like taking financial advice from a poor person. When I see that I kind of surpassed their lifestyle a long time ago, I realized they're just not happy with themselves and they are projecting. First things first, first goal, just remember that there are people out there who support you and want to see you thrive. My husband is a really good example of this, and all my loved ones, they say, I don't know if you'll do that, because they're kind of limited themselves sometimes, but then they'll see me do it in less time than they originally thought I was gonna do. Or that I said I was gonna do, and then they're like, whoa, they get really impressed and they're like, whoa, you can actually do anything. And I'm constantly proving people wrong. So first off is my real estate license. I'm currently doing it. I am having so much fun. There are a lot of things about real estate I already know. However, I'm in a different state, so it's a little bit different. I'm applying my knowledge that I already have. So much to learn. There's so much information. I'm gonna take my career even further than I wanted to. Aside from that, I love learning. Even if it's things that I already know before, say like if I read a book, I hear everything I've learned. That's a good thing. That means the information I have says I'm headed in the right direction. I love business books. I love nonfiction. So I'm gonna have a book club coming out of some fiction and some classic reads that I think everybody will love. Next is to buy land. So I'm already looking at a lot of land, and it's really difficult because you have to check soil mechanics. You have to check if the area around it is going to be up and coming, or if you want it to be further away into being away from the city, because a lot of developers like to get land near the city and then turn it into something great and then make a new area that is really like new money. That's a really good thing. I'm thinking about the different types of land I want to buy. I want to buy hundreds and hundreds of acres. It's really easy to do here, and I'm surprised that more people don't do it, but I guess people do it in middle America, where people in the coasts where I used to live confine themselves to this awful place where they have high taxes, very small space to live, and everybody's mean. Where here, there's tons of land. A down payment on a house in California and Hollywood Hills, where I used to live, is 300 acres of land here, and that's really good quality with good soil mechanics that can grow a bunch of wonderful crops, and you can contribute to society better. I feel like here, everybody here has a general smile and is in a good mood, and I love that. Next is to build a house. So any land that I buy, I can build a house on top of it, and I'm also buying land with a house on it already. Building a house is also much cheaper. Say for example, when you're renovating a house, it's so much cheaper to actually build a house from scratch if you live in a place that permits that. If you live in Los Angeles, It's not. If you want to build a renovation, you have to clear it with the city. That could take months and months and months. It could take a year. It could take more than 1 year if you're not on top of your paperwork or on top of pestering them about it. Where here, it takes like 3 months to build 3,000 square feet home, and you can customize it as much as you want. Where if you want to add like a piece of roofing to the backyard and extend the roof into your backyard to create more shade. In Los Angeles, it costs $20,000 to do that, to add it on to an already built someone else's dream. Where if you create your own dream from scratch, that's only $5,000 to do. It's crazy. So next is to get rid of old clothes to sell or donate them. So I want to sell the higher quality things that are designer brand name, and then the rest of the things that I've had that I've kept forever, that are fast fashion, that I've worn the heck out of it, I think I'm just going to donate them. Everybody needs cute clothes, and cute clothes are a global issue. I am wearing my clothes less and less, sticking to my uniform. Next is to join a country club. So we already got invited to 2 country clubs, which is a good thing because it's literally just to make friends and have a go-to place. Where I miss having a go-to place, kind of like, you know, the show Cheers, where everybody goes to the same bar, everybody knows each other. I want that like sense of community. In England, you have pubs for that, where it's a really homey atmosphere, and there's couches, you can lounge and play games, really comfortable. You can bring babies in the pub. That's how comfortable it is. And I want to go to a country club where I find like-minded women who love horses. I live in the horse capital of the world. Ride horses together, play tennis, because my tennis game is awful, but I especially want to learn to play squash. That's something I want to get into, and finding other ladies who have interests in common, like food, fencing. I love to fence. So next is to make new friends. So this comes into being a part of a community. It's really important to have a good social circle, especially with wonderful people. Here, like Kentucky, people are extra friendly to you, and they go out of their way to be polite. People here are just naturally friendly. We're in a big city, nobody cares about you because everybody comes from everywhere else. They only care about themselves. That happens. Next is to lose 10 pounds. It's really easy for me to, easy for me to lose weight. I'm really skinny fat right now, so stomach is hanging over my belt. I want to be stronger and just focus on my core strength because my upper body strength is completely gone. Lose 10 pounds, gain some muscle. Lose 10 pounds of fat, I should say, in like water weight. Next is to get a puppy. So we already have a cat, Cashmere, but we also are thinking of getting a cat, and we want to have a legacy pet. So a breed that is in our family that we can pass down generation to generation. In every oil painting, you'll see this little fuzzy friend, a guard dog specifically, but a loyal family dog that we can go hunt with. Next is to decorate my house for the first time. My husband and I knew that we weren't going to settle down in California. I never felt the need to decorate for any holiday because I felt like it would be a waste, and I want my final decorations, my decorations period, once and for all, to fit my proper home. And I want to go all out, and not in a way that I have like plastic reindeer in front of my house. I genuinely want to have like multiple Christmas trees in the house, because in our timberlands and our farmlands we'll have Christmas trees that we'll have grown, and then cut them down ourselves, and then decorate them all throughout the house and have like a ton of holly and garlands all over. On the outside of our house, I want to have an outdoor Christmas tree and really beautiful lights. Aren't like Christmassy feeling, like the kind of lights that you can have year round, but are still festive and colorful in a very elegant way, and not in a tacky like, oh, it's Christmas, this is Candyland kind of way, or this is the North Pole. Decorating my house for the first time not only means the outside and the Christmas trees, but also having tablescapes. Have my eye on this solid wood, beautiful oak table that is one piece. It's gonna be like where you have feasts, and I want to decorate that table to be huge and really host properly in my home and have Christmas parties. I want to really go all out this year when we do get our dreamland. I don't know if this place will end up being our forever place. It could be, but I highly suggest that it will be, especially since we're building it from the ground up. The final thing on my 2023 to-do list is send all my birthday and holiday cards on time. I already have the birthday cards. I'll have it linked below, but it's really important for me, birthday cards to be sent out on time, because they need to be on the birthday or a little bit before. We have a lot of family abroad. We want to make them feel close and make them feel remembered and very special when you have that little gift, and then it might have like a little gift card in it or a little something else in it. So it's a wonderful way to be closer and share celebrations with your family when you're not in close proximity of each other. For holiday cards, I also want to do family portraits of all of us together. These goals, some are hefty, but I have so much more that make this look like baking cookies on a Sunday afternoon. So knowing myself, I can manage to knock out at least half of these things in the beginning of the year, especially in January, because that's when I'm the most motivated. And the rest are a matter of time. The one thing I cannot control. So what do I mean by that? A matter of time. For example, if I'm gonna plant lettuce, I'm gonna plant them in the winter, knowing they can be grown in the summer, but if they're in the summer, they will have a really bitter taste. It does not make sense to plant these things at the wrong time, and I cannot fast forward the time that they will be ready. So it's simply a matter of time for some of these goals. I also want to clarify that making new friends, especially going to the country club, because we just moved here. I do have friends, they're just not here in this state. So I can't wait to find a social circle, especially with my career expanding. I'm gonna have more colleagues in a different place, and I want them to feel like family, because when you have a workplace that you work 8 hours a day, they're gonna feel like family. And here now is my 300-year plan. So there's a quote I heard that makes a ton of sense. I'm gonna butcher it, but it's something along the lines of: a productive man plans his days in weeks. A successful man plans his days in months. A wise man plans his days in years. A dangerous man plans his days in decades. This always stuck with me, and I started planning my life in 50 years at a time, and the 50 years beyond me are not about me, therefore my grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And what I leave my children, they can take care of themselves along with their children. So for those of you who don't know, wealth generationally is gone after the third generation. So no matter how wealthy, no matter how rich you are, I hate saying wealthy, no matter how rich you are, it's gone after 3 years. And aside from that, you're carrying a prestige of a name, if you do have a name, if you did build a name. And the thing is, a lot of people say, I want to leave behind a legacy, but they haven't even planned out what they're going to have breakfast the next day. So I don't understand what exactly their plan is. And you need to have a plan. Like, every business has a plan, especially this one in Japan I will tell you about. My kids will take care of their kids, everything I teach them, and I'm going to make sure of that, because I'm going to be sticking around and make sure that I am a good mother, and do everything I can in my power as much as I can. I don't care if they see that I'm overbearing, because when I'm dead, they're going to realize, oh my gosh, my mom gave me all the tools I needed. And that's a great thing. I'm glad she did that. Hopefully I'm around for my grandchildren and they will learn something from me. But in my will is meant for my great-grandchildren and their children. So when they have the systems that I set up for them and made it really easy to break all the barriers for them, then it's really easy for them to simply follow. It's like a to-do list of things. Here's what it gets you, because they already seen what it's like and they don't want to change their lives, hopefully. Or they can do whatever they want with it. But I want to leave a legacy where leaving a mark really benefits a lot of people. And there is a bank in Japan that knows they will make it, obviously. Like, they know what it takes to make money, and the work culture is very strong. They have the resources to back it up. So they have a 300-year plan for all their facets of work that they intend to commit to. Since hearing this, I have been strategizing wiser and executing my work faster. Say if they say, oh, Gia, you need to update your driver's license because of this paperwork, so I need to do it right there and then to make sure I get it done as fast as possible. And it feels great getting things done that senators cannot. So there's an expression that men 60 years ago used to accomplish more than senators do today. Prove yourself wrong over and over and just compare yourself to the yesterday self. And this year I am truly testing my own self, what I'm made of, because I already surpassed things that a lot of other people I know couldn't do themselves, and their criticism does nothing to me. Like, it just bounces off, because like what they say, my self-esteem is so high you can't touch it. Here are my 2024 goals. These are just some of them. So the first one is to get a horse and get a horse-carrying friend who also has a horse or more of them, because I live in Kentucky and this is the horse capital of the world, the Kentucky Derby. So the second is become entirely self-sufficient with our home power generators, water, groceries, hunting. You can feed your cats for a whole year, your dogs, with simply one deer, and you can have food for 6 months. Groceries are really easy because you plant your farm with every season coming up, the next 2 seasons, and you plant everything at the same time, and then as the time goes on, you pick all the plants. I really love gardening and foraging. So next is to create a garden using permaculture. I love natural pathways to building farms. Next is to build our final American family house. And next is plant our tree orchards. So I have a few types of orchards in mind. I have been talking about this in Paraguay, but in America, it's going to be a different story. And the timberland, I have family members who have planted thousands of trees all over the world. I need more insight into all the soil mechanics, and there's a lot of agricultural things I need to learn. So I'm really excited for that. And I'm currently doing the research, and I have been for the past few years. So next is to visit our family for London for our annual family trip and shopping restock trip. So my husband loves to get all of his things from London. He is from England. We'd love to get clothes, shoes, beauty products for like the whole year. My husband stocks up on his hair stuff and his beard care, and he uses a blade, a single blade, and he has a collection of them. I have a vlog of it. I don't know if it's coming out yet or when it's gonna be out, but subscribe and click the bell for that. And he kind of divulges English steel versus German steel, and it's really hard to do if you're a first timer. It might seem daunting, but Spartans used to do this, and it's like a very gentlemanly thing. And also, you don't have 5 o'clock shadow. Your shave stays for much longer. Next is I want to also get my teeth fixed once and for all. Next, I want to start our animal farm. So I also have not just business ventures. I love animals. I really do. And a lot of people say, oh, what's your favorite kind of pet? Are you a cat person or a dog person? Why am I limited to cats and dogs? I love reptiles. I love birds. I love different goats and sheep. Sheep are just like infested with dirt, just as a heads up. But I'm excited because I want to have like a wool farm, a cashmere farm. I think cows are going to be a bit more difficult, but you can share a cow at a farm. Anyway, I want to get a work truck, and just to make my life easier. And then I also want to join a board and contribute to our local societies. I need to get more time to be acquainted with all the people here, and that might take some time, and I'm not worried about putting some time into it. Not everything is supposed to be overnight, so that's perfectly fine with me. And I want to have an ear in my community and make sure that I know what's going on and that it can stay a safe place, and help it grow and contribute whatever I can, because there are a lot of women's groups here that I'm really excited to join or be a part of, simply because they have a lot of women that move up in work with their businesses, in the workplace, their position. So I think that's a really powerful thing that women can simply help each other, rely on each other for. That small detail will help you feel very fulfilled. I'm so excited because these are barely scratching the surface and do not have any of my work goals. So in both these lists, my work goals are not mentioned. However, there are so many things in the next 3 years coming that are going to get my gears turning and easy to do, and are simply a matter of time. I hope you find peace this year, aspire higher, and achieve any of your goals. And they are truly something we should be having all the time, not just New Year's resolutions, but marking the new year with a new mindset and aims to keep in mind are always refreshing. Some individuals do not appreciate the idea of resolutions because they think it's too much pressure. But I really think that pressure makes diamonds. When you do put pressure on yourself, you can see what you're capable of and you want more. It's definitely a testosterone boosting thing. So take a step back, breathe, and come back with a vengeance. If you do need a break, do it for you. And while others see the risk, you see the reward. What are some aspirations for the new year that you have? I always love hearing from you and get ideas on how to make my life a bit more high quality each day, along with anybody who reads them. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.